Hey, Robert. Hey, Sabic. Hey, Dr. Coconut. Alright. Whenever you're ready. There we go. I don't know why I have to wait on it. Alright. Try as I might, I can't get out of having lunch with the two chicks from science. Anon, what's it like not having a tail? If the volume's too loud, let me know. I'll, turn it down. Don't know, what's it like not having wings? I don't know. Well, there you go. Never looked at it that way before. You're pretty sharp. So, like, where do you do your clothes shopping? Discount bulk outfitters? Yeah, sometimes you can get a pretty good deal for cheap. No shame in that. Says the one who spent $300 on a designer jacket last year. Guilty. Girls emit high-pitched giggles. Yare days. Just then, the Azure Annoyance decides to visit. Hey guys, mind if I join? Oh, hey Ben. Not at all. You guys weren't talking about me, were you? No, what would give you that idea? Just a funny feeling I've had lately. People have just been acting differently towards me lately. So, Anon, how has school been so far? It's been alright, I guess. Glad to hear it. Anon is super good at science. He's been a great lab partner. Oh, really? Do you plan on majoring in science when you graduate? Maybe. And I trust you're still getting along with Liz and Damien. Hey, Jacob. I look over to the table I had sat at yesterday and the day before. Damien's eating a large steak viciously enough to scatter bits of meat. Olivia herself had been eating that enthusiastically the day before, yet now she's taking small bites. Oh yeah, they're great, and Olivia and I have reached an understanding. We're just not going to talk to each other at all. Probably for the best. Hey Ben, normally I couldn't give less of a shit about other people's drama, but what's with you and those three? Why? Have they been talking about me? No, not really. Liz says she doesn't like talking about people behind their back. As if that's ever stopped her before when talking about Olivia. Look, Anon, I've always gotten along well with Damien and Liz. Things have just been a little tense lately. And as for Olivia, I'd rather not discuss her. Fair enough. Sorry for asking. Not at all. Believe me, I know what it's like being caught up in other people's petty drama. I normally hate that shit myself, but it's just found me the first day. My advice is just to ignore it and it will go away. Yeah, good advice. We make small talk for the remainder of lunch, then I get on with the rest of the day. Just ignore it, keep my head down, and it will go away. Seems like a pretty good routine. This had all been but a minor disruption of my initial plan, but now I'm set to get back on course and reaffirm my desire to be left alone. Just gotta not give a shit about other people's dumb problems. Yo, Anon, what's up? Not much. Missed you at lunch. You're sure popular with the ladies. For the first and probably last time in my life. Nah, I'm sure you're just entering your prime now. I'm pressing X to doubt on that. So what were you and Ben talking about? I mean, not that it's any of my business. You don't have to tell me. He was just acting paranoid about people talking about him behind his back. Yeah, well, he should. What's your beef with him anyway? Well, we go way back, me and him. Olivia's always been the common denominator between us. Seems that way for a lot of people. No doubt. I used to get along with Ben, even despite the stuff between him and Olivia. But after last year, I'm through with him. Because of the shit with Mia? Believe me, Anon, Mia's only the tip of that iceberg. So what about you and Olivia? What about us? I don't know, I guess I was hoping you and she could be buddies. I don't know, man. I'm not looking to make her numerous problems my own. Fair. Oh hey, I'll see you in PE tomorrow. Liz texts me again asking if I need a ride. I accept her offer and she asks me to meet her in the student council office. Liz is poring over a pile of photos and organizing them. Hey Anon, we didn't see you at lunch today. Lunar and Kiara practically forced me to have lunch with them. Well, aren't you the popular one? Not by choice, I assure you. You're still welcome to sit with us anytime. Sure. Have a seat and I'll be ready in a little bit. Just doing some last-minute work. I sit in one of the many unoccupied chairs forming the round table of members. Nice chairs. Perks of being on the council, I guess. I know, right? Feels almost like being on the board of directors at a big company. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but I'm also on the yearbook committee. That's what I'm doing now. I don't suppose you have that photo Ben took of me the first day. I do. Don't worry, it looks fine. Sure it does. No, it really does. Ben knows how to capture a good picture. Though he still tends to focus more on quantity over quality, hence why he has so dang many to sort through. He pulls up one photo and gasps at what she sees. It's enough to startle me a little. That jerk! I still can't believe he took this. She sets down the photo with an angry sigh. Hang on, I have to answer this. She leaves the room, answering her phone on the way out. I whip out my own phone out of habit and prepare to scroll through a forum. Then curiosity gets the better of me. I reach out and grab the photo Liz has been looking at, keeping my eyes fixed on the door she just left through. I look down and see... Oh yeah, this one changed. Definitely, what was it, ending 2 dress? I can see the hurt and despair in her eyes, an embarrassing moment in time captured forever. This must have been from the winter formal. Oh God, Olivia. I gaze down at her as she gazes back in despair. A feeling comes over me that feels like kinship. I wish she was here right now so I could talk to her. And just what do you think you're doing? I hadn't even heard her come back in. Now I feel embarrassed. She snatches the photo from my grasp. Sorry, I was just laughing. I know, I heard you. Her voice comes out, full of contempt. What? No. And why did you sound like you were giggling to yourself? For fuck's sakes, of course she'd assume that. And again, I haven't been doing it myself any favors by continually showing her my hand. How should I handle this? I don't know if there's like different routes yet, but I might as well save. Explain yourself. I guess it was my fault for giving her that kind of impression with my crass humor and acerbic attitude. Still, I knew she'd hear me out if I at least tried explaining. Liz, I wasn't laughing. She doesn't look convinced, but she's not trying to cut me off either. She's listening. I know you don't like my internet troll humor, and I accept that. And I know I can come across as an asshole. I'll be the first to admit that. But I wouldn't laugh at something like this. I'd like to think even I'm better than that. I just hope you really don't think that of me. Sorry, that wasn't fair of me. Still, I can't exactly blame you. I know I don't come across as the most mature. So then that sound I heard you making was... Don't be embarrassed. I promise I won't tell anyone. Thanks. So listen, I heard this winter formal disaster mentioned before, mainly from Lunar and Kiara, but I didn't ask what happened. How come? I don't like gossip or gossiping. I got away from my old school to escape that. But now my curiosity has been piqued. Because you feel bad for Olivia? Where to begin? When I looked at her just now, it reminded me of, well, I guess it reminded me of myself. I understand, but I don't know if it would be right to tell you. You said yourself that you don't like gossip or gossiping. I think you should stick to that. If anyone has the right to tell you what happened to Olivia that night, it's Olivia. Hey, Senator. Hey, will it Ben? I had a bad day, and just the sight of Ben making me want to just grab him and squeeze him until I hear a pop. I feel that. This mod was done really well. Yeah, it's still not done yet. That's fair, but just so we're clear, Ben took this photo. He did. If I'd known, I might have not told her to leave me alone that first day. Anon, listen, I may not like your sense of humor, but you didn't do anything wrong. Olivia suffered last fall, yes. First with Inko, then Mia, then Idakin, and then the formal. That's still no excuse for her taking it out on you. And for that matter, it's no excuse for her to try and sabotage her own life with how she treats people who just want to help. True, but it doesn't help when people like Ben and Mia make things harder for her. I'm sure it's vindicating for you to hear about Ben's behavior and how it lines up with your statistics. Believe it or not, I don't always like being right about stuff like that. So why do you say that stuff? I say it mainly as a coping mechanism for dealing with the world. You mean like cope and sneed? I'm surprised you of all people know about that. I was mortified the first time Damien explained that joke from the Grugsons. It almost ruined that show for me. She looks like she's struggling to contain her laughter now. But the sign is a subtle joke. She can't contain her laughter anymore. And now we're both laughing, and by God, it's funnier when you have someone to share it with. Shut up, it's not that funny. You're still laughing, though. We fight off a wave of giggles. Then we remember what we were talking about before. As for this picture, shred it, burn it, and bury the ashes so mortal eyes may never gaze upon it. Here, you keep it. What? Why? Honestly, I'm not sure why. It's probably against my better judgment, but I like seeing that side of you just now. What side? The side of you that's sincere and not trying to put up a front. I like that, Anon. I'd like to see more of him. And hear the alarms blaring in my head, and I have to remind myself that Liz has a boyfriend, and it's Damien. She's not trying to flirt, she's just being nice. I take the photo from her, holding it gently like it's something priceless. Thanks, I guess, although I'm sure Olivia would kill us both if she found out. Probably. I placed the embarrassing photo in one of my binders, then put it in my backpack. Guess we should get going now. It's gonna take some time to finish. There's a lot to be done. Doing some art right now. Very nice. Together we walk to her car in companionable silence. The radio station continues to pump out classic 80s tunes on the way, and at one point even plays Shake the Disease. Once at the usual street, Liz turns to me. You know, I'm gonna miss giving you these rides to and from school now that your foot's almost fully healed. I guess there's nothing stopping you from continuing to give me rides, but I'd still like to walk by myself. All this sitting in cars and PE is making soft, or at least Solly says that. And I want to get fit for the army when I graduate. Unless you're really doing that. Probably. I'll see you tomorrow then. See you. Back in my apartment, I withdraw the photo from my binder and sit on the bed, just looking at it. No wonder she hated Ben, and Ben had called her a lost cause. Just what the fuck was wrong with that guy? I got a text. Sorry, guys. Still, as insufferable as the opal oligarch could be, he had at least been chill with me, and he even took down that stupid poster, as well as a few others. Though not all. But still, knowing that he took this embarrassing photo made me want to... The fuck is wrong with you, Anon? Why are you getting so worked up over her? Besides, it's Inko she misses. Inko? I forgot to ask Liz more about him again. I couldn't help but be fascinated by this guy. I wish I could meet him. Unable to zone out to video games, I find myself laying back on my rug, fingers laced behind my head as I stare up at the ceiling. I had been prepared to keep myself as far as Olivia was concerned and let her do the same. Now I was trying to think of something nice to do for her. Too bad I didn't know anything about doing nice things for others. Okay, Anon, what do you know about this green chick aside from the fact that she's an introverted weeb like you? Well, I know she likes art, but outside the image boards, all I know about art myself is both jack and shit. So, who did that leave? Maybe the new art teacher would have an idea. Are we going to finally see the art teacher? Thursday, January 11th. I double time it from PE to AP art, where a few stragglers from the first period are making their way out. Oh, there she is. Yeah, she fits in. She looks like she comes from frickin', what is it, Goodbye Volcano High. Like that one teacher, Mrs. Roberts. Mrs. Tolbert. The art teacher, Miss Tolbert, is at her desk looking over some papers. What did my three boys today? What? Hey, Andrew. Hey, GS. Excuse me, Miss Tolbert. The Ceratosaurus looks up from her paperwork and surveys me with an imperious gaze. Yes, Mr. Moose? I, needed your help with something. Her eyes widen in friendly surprise. She laces her fingers and puts both hands on her desk. Certainly. What can I help you with? Oh, it's about Olivia. I heard that she has to deal with some crap last year. The default expression is no nonsense stoicism falters. Indeed, I've been concerned for her. Yeah, me too, and I was wondering if you had any ideas for making her feel better. You aren't asking me for advice on girls, are you? No, nothing like that. I was just wondering if you had any art-related ideas for cheering her up. Miss Tolbert steeples her index fingers, tapping them in thought. I just butchered that. Miss Roberts wearing fangs ending 4 clothes. Here's your legally distinct Miss Roberts, bro. Oh. Well, perhaps some extracurricular activity, like a trip to the art gallery downtown. Is there anything she'd like? There is. Some of Trent Eideken's paintings are featured in a wing there. Oh yeah, I'd be pretty interested in seeing those myself. Seems like he was a legend around here. Very much so. He left behind an awfully big legacy, one so great it takes 2 teachers to fill his role. Sure. I think a field trip to the art gallery is a good idea. Thank you, Mr. Moose. Oh, I didn't do anything. It was your idea. Yes, but you asked me if there was something more I could do, and I'm happy to help. I feel a little guilty now, like I had pressured her into doing this. Cool, sounds good. She nods and lets her lip curl into a small smile. Students begin to file in. Olivia takes her spot next to me. Like the day before, she doesn't acknowledge my presence, or anyone else's for that matter. She may as well be in her own world. I clear my throat. Hey, what's up? It's as though she's looking through me, like I'm not even there. Feeling awkward, I look away. Out of the corner of my eye, I see her look back down to her notebook. I open my own textbook just to look like I'm doing something important. Tolbert writes a date, time, and location on the whiteboard, then addresses the class. Before we begin, this Saturday I will be going to the art gallery downtown, and I would like for as many students to attend as possible. This will be an extracurricular field trip for anyone who's interested in going. Attendance is not mandatory, but you will receive extra credit for going and taking notes. If you'd like to go but are unable to this Saturday, there will be other opportunities throughout the year. A murmur runs through the class. Got nothing else to do this weekend, so why not? Anything for more extra credit. My GPA depends on it. I turn to Olivia. I heard some of Eideken's paintings are at the art gallery. I know. Oh. Have you been there already? Her voice comes out in a husky murmur. I mean, I've been there a few times in the past on school field trips with Eideken. Figure she'd already been there. She would have been there already. But I wasn't there for when the annual Modernist Expressionist art showcase started. I think it's still going. Well, now as good a time as any. I guess. You're gonna go? May as well. I'm already way behind because I started late in the year. I guess I'll go then. I breathe a sigh of relief. Although thinking about it, that was a Saturday I could have spent goofing off in my apartment and coming down from the first week. Guess I was obligated to go now for both Tolbert and Olivia. Shit. Why was I doing this again? To begin the assignment, I focus on my textbook, diligently taking notes on schools of art I didn't care about before and likely wouldn't care about by the end of the year, let alone the end of the day. My attention shifts back and forth from the lesson to thoughts of anything else, like the perfect reply to that one post I saw earlier about classic rock versus new rock. I don't even notice when a certain magenta matron walks our way and stands over Olivia. Doodling again, Miss Helford? I look up and see Olivia making more comics with her claw. She responds to Miss Tolbert with a reluctant grunt, not bothering to stop. I've been lenient with you so far, but I really do need you to start taking class more seriously and begin note-taking. Why bother? I've already read the textbook front to back like 4 or 5 times already. Her own copy of the course material does indeed look well worn, like one of my player's guides. Be that as it may, I doubt you've memorized every word of the textbook, and note-taking can aid in memorization. Anakin said art wasn't about rote memorization. Yes, but I'm certain he's took plenty of notes himself. Just be grateful I'm not as strict as Miss Prockley. She has zero tolerance for this sort of thing, and I'm thinking I should start borrowing her direct line of communication to Coach Solly for when she has to deal with goofing off. I only heard rumors about that so far. On the first day alone, the primeval primate launched a retaliatory dodgeball at some guy who was caught passing a chain note. Oh, no, we got here. Why is Olivia there? Well, she is. What is Anon doing there? Where's my other boy? You missed some videos, dude. One call from Miss Prockley later, and now the guy was having trouble remembering his own name. Ida can let me doodle in class. Perhaps. But this is not Idakin's class anymore. No, and you're not even half the teacher he was. Ouch. And after I asked her to do something nice for you, come on, Olivia. Oh, did he mumble again? But Idakin would have also wanted me to respect other teachers. I'm sorry, Miss Tolbert. I'll take notes from now on. Thank you, Miss Helford. And I don't mind if you doodle a little, just please try and keep it at the beginning and end of class. Huh? Saturday, January 13th. Art exhibit time! Let me grab some water. Is this some custom music in here? I don't remember this from Wani. Maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe all that Olivia needs to just spend a few days laying in a pool getting her belly rubbed and being fed whole dead chickens. But you need a 5-kill streak to call in a predator dodgeball missile. I don't know how to feel about Anon being here. Wrong universe. Well, that's okay. That's my first time riding the metro. The same ubiquitous vines that are at St. Hammond and all around the city are in the carriages as well. Whether herby or carnivore, dinos sure love their vegetation. It's a far cry from Skin Row, which is a veritable concrete hellscape. Unlike in school, the dinos here barely pay me any mind. They seem as oblivious to me as they do each other. It's a relief not to be gawked at for once. I take in the sights of the surrounding city, which has a certain glow in the lights of the morning sun. It reminds me of an old boomer song called Heart of the Sunrise. And that calls to mind her painting, Dreamscape. I can almost see what she herself must have envisioned when creating that, but translating that to canvas seemed impossible to me. As impossible as walking is for her, I suppose. Gazing at the city no longer interests me. I pull out my phone and begin browsing a forum. My attention fixed on the pocket-sized computer in my hands, I'm more aware of the rocking of the carriage as every minute, as every minute imperfection in the track makes itself felt. Momentum seizes and starts up again with regularity, my body shifting to the inertia. Oh no, I see you. You can't hide from me. Passengers exit and enter with each stop. After a while, I'm not even aware of the vibrations and bumps, and I'm as zoned out as everyone else. What was I doing on the metro again? I could have been at home relaxing with gaming and shitposting. Art wasn't my thing. The only reason I signed up for AP Art was because it conveniently slotted into my incomplete schedule. I should have just readjusted my schedule and to take something else. I could have taken home ec with Damien. The thought of the pink jock wearing an apron and learning cooking and sewing pops into my mind, and I chuckle at the image. It's weirdly adorable. Fuck, did she say it was called? Modernist, expressionist, whatever? Sounds pretentious as fuck. Ahem. How pretentious? Well, let me count the ways. 1. Modernism is ugly for the sake of being ugly. B. Those overpriced pieces of shit they called art are only being used for some kind of money laundering scheme. Ahem! And fourthly, I've seen far better art on image boards from randos with no degrees or credentials or whatever. Fuck my life. What a waste of time. Why did I ever... Ahem! Huh? Oh shit. How long has she been there? I didn't even realize I was sitting next to the handicap section. Why is she looking at me like that? Oh, hey. Some copyright-free music was put for variety. It's nice. I like it. Hey. Sorry, didn't notice you get on. That's okay. I do the same thing myself. How's your foot? Completely healed. I forgot you even ran over it. That's good. Solly's gonna put you through hell, though. Don't remind me. So anyways, I've never been to an art gallery before. Oh, where are you from? Rock Bottom. Where's that? Some who gives a fuck part of the Midwest. Not exactly the most cultured place. The Midwest, huh? Well, that explains it. Explains what? Your lack of culture. That obvious, huh? That you don't know nothing about culture. It's glaringly obvious. I shrug. Guess that's why I'm at St. Hammond. Now, how does a human from the Midwest end up here at all places? I look away nervously. I'd rather not talk about it. The rest of the ride is silent and awkward. We arrive at our stop. Olivia crosses the threshold from the carriage to the metro terminal with a bump as her wheels pass over the small gap. She isn't fazed by it at all. It reminds me of riding my dirt bike around Rock Bottom and passing over small potholes just for the thrill of it. On the edge of the downtown area, where the hustle of the city gradually gives way to some suburbs, some of the houses look much older than the city itself. I follow close behind Olivia, who seems to know where she's going. Along the way, we meet up with a few classmates who give us friendly greetings. After a few blocks, the gallery comes into view. It sits in the middle of a large, well-manufactured lawn that's a little bigger than the football field at school. There are benches and even a gazebo for any passerby to take a load off. The gallery itself has that weird modernist design where it looks like someone tried molding some clay into a sculpture but gave up halfway. Like a lot of the other modern-looking buildings downtown, it clashes with the older Art Deco architecture that somehow survived the relentless march of progress. There's one thing worse. Corporate simplistic. Are you talking about that stupid art style? Like that fucking business art style that has like blobby people all over it, like in like blues, purples, greens. Anything but white. I got PTSD from looking at all the bullshit slides with soulless clip arts from my work. How's your foot? Still seemingly perpetually lodged deep in my mouth. We reach the front of the building where Miss Tolbert is already waiting. I'm pleased by the turnout. I look around, counting myself and Olivia. Only 7 of us showed up. I guess I'm glad for her. This was all sort of my idea after all. Alright then, shall we proceed? She steps inside and even holds the door open for the rest of us. It's early enough that we have most of the gallery to ourselves. Being some of the first arrivals, I break off from the group and begin meandering around. Remembering that I'm supposed to be taking notes, I withdraw my notebook from my backpack and jot down anything that seems relevant. Feels more like busy work, though. Some of the sculptures are impressive, but others again have that half-assed look which somehow passes for art. And then others look suggestive. I wonder if the artists are just playing a joke. Maybe I could make a visual shitpost and pass it off as something serious. Though I'd still need an art degree to be taken seriously. When I tire of the sculptures, I look for the paintings. Olivia's already in the section for paintings. Her undivided attention focused on one piece that looks like it was made with skill, but doesn't look like anything but arbitrary shapes. I focus more on the landscape paintings. These at least look like something and remind me of Olivia and Inko's painting at the school gala. That Inko guy must have been something with a brush. I could almost swear that his award-winning painting was on the same level as what I was looking at here. I turn back around at Olivia, who's still immersed in the abstract art. Moving to the opposite side of the room, I focus on the work she seems so interested in and try to find something to like about any of them. I get to the one that looks like the artist was painting blindfolded with his feet well shit-faced. The fuck is this shit even supposed to be? Ahem. Oh, sorry. I take it you don't like abstract art? Not really. Why not? The tone is one of calm inquiry. I guess as long as she's not judging me, I can tell her why. I mean, some of them are neat, but the ones that actually look like something, and it's all warped and surreal. But just look at this one here. It doesn't look like anything. It looks like someone took a picture of a cracked wallpaper in some rundown apartment. Perhaps that's the point. Yeah, but why? I could look that in any random old building. Sorry, I guess I'm not getting the point. Don't apologize. You're entitled to your own opinion, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Sure, but maybe my opinion's wrong. I guess I'd need an education or degree or whatever to understand. Nonsense. Art, an appreciation of art isn't meant to be gatekept behind degrees or credentials or delusions of grandeur. It's meant to be shared with the world. So it's okay if I don't like it? Tolbert chuckles. Mr. Moose, I am not going to flunk you for not liking particular works of art. I breathe a sigh of relief. That's a load off my mind. What could have ever given you the idea if I'd fail you for not liking modern art? Excuse me, Miss Tolbert? Yes, Miss Helford? I can't find Idekin's paintings. Do you know where they are? Oh, I'm afraid I don't. Oh, Manon, would you mind helping Olivia find Idekin's work? Yeah, sure thing. Corporate Memphis, the most hated art style in the world. Is that what it was called? As modern in the art style name, there's no banana taped on the wall that gets sold for 20 million, yeah. Glad to at least feel like I was doing something productive today. I set off in search of Idekin's paintings. Though I start to get frustrated when I can't find them. Might have helped if I had some idea of what his art looked like. I ended up going up to each painting and looking at the names of the plaques on the plaques beneath. Then I come across a smaller room with the lights dimmed. It seems conspicuous enough to get my hopes up that maybe it will contain what I'm looking for. Stepping inside with a sense of climax, I scan the names under the paintings, not even bothering to take them in. Then I see the name I'm looking for. Trent Idekin. I step out of the room to find Olivia. I spot her some distance away, a worried look on her face. Raising my voice, I call out to her. Yo, Olivia! I wince as my voice echoes off the walls. I didn't think I had to raise my voice that much. Fortunately, no one seems to care, though. Only Olivia raises her head at my voice. Something about seeing her respond to me causes a tingly sensation in my chest. She eagerly pumps her wheels in a dash over to me. My green-scaled companion moves past me and looks up at the paintings with what can only be called reverence. Studying the late art teacher's works for myself, I find that I am disappointed? I'm not even sure if that's the right word. It wasn't like I knew what to expect with this guy. I knew he was something of a legend at St. Hammond, but it wasn't like he was a famous artist either. His paintings definitely show more skill and thought than some of the garbage I've seen today, though it didn't make them any less bizarre. I had been in awe of Olivia and Inko's paintings, but with these I'm just underwhelmed. Yeah, that's the right word. This whole thing is just underwhelming. I see you found what you're both looking for. We turn and face the art teacher. I can see Idekin's reputation is well earned, don't you agree? Yeah, it really is. And on? Maybe I'm just a rube, but I don't get it. What don't you get? All of it, I guess. Are these supposed to be ugly on purpose? Ugliness is subjective. Of course you'd say that. Ugliness in my games is subjective. Perhaps you'd care to explain for both of us, Olivia. I understand you are more familiar with Idekin's work than anyone else. Well, I don't know about that. I could try to explain. Please, it'll be worthwhile extra credit. Well, okay, here goes. She takes a deep breath. Idekin's earlier work focused on Expressionism. Expressionism is a post-war style of art which focuses on drawing certain emotions from the viewer, often dealing with disassociation, fear, and death. That's just a layman's summation, though. I could go on about Expressionism, but the point is that Idekin was trying to evoke certain reactions from the viewer. Although what exactly those reactions are supposed to be is up for fierce debate. These were supposed to be celebrations of the subject or a harsh critique. Only Idekin himself knew for sure. His silence on the matter is part of the art, as it's up to a person's individual interpretation of what they take away from it. Personally, I think he was trying to bend the negative with the positive aspects to try and reflect on his subject's innermost self. I see them as a call to embrace one's flaws with one's own strength. Some of these were modeled after close friends of his, after all. And he painted them when he was only a year older than me. That's very well stated, Miss Halford. Thanks, Miss Tolbert. I'm really glad I came here today. I didn't know how much I needed this. I miss him. I know. What about you, Mr. Moose? I don't know, I'm pretty out of my depth here. It doesn't matter, as Olivia said. It's up to a person's individual interpretation. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Oh fuck, she was really putting me on the spot now. Of course I have my own interpretation, though I doubt Olivia will like it. On the other hand, Tolbert told me not to be afraid to voice my opinion. I got nothing! There's nothing to get! Oh boy. Alright. There's nothing to get. Personally, I don't think there's anything to get. In fact, the more I look at these, the more I think Idekin was probably playing a joke on everyone. Well, of course you'd say that. You're the edgy shit poster, after all. Exactly, see? At first I was overthinking it, but now I'm starting to wonder if maybe it's part of the joke he was playing. He was getting people to take his stuff too seriously when it was really just him making some funny shitposts. That's stupid. But is it wrong? Interesting. So what you're saying is that Aiken was creating satire, but not necessarily of his subjects, but of the viewers as well. Sure, that's what some of the best shitposts do. They provoke a reaction in the viewer. My god. Wait, oh my god, you're not just saying shitposting some kind of art form, are you? Actually, yeah, I guess I am. Okay, yeah, no, you were right the first time when you said you were out of your depth. But am I wrong? Well, am I? She begins to growl, and I can't help but chuckle. The fuck is so funny, Moose? Miss Helford, please. Anon has given a valid, and if I may so, salient interpretation of Ideken's body of work. He's calling these beautiful works of art shitposts. Hey, I know a shitpost when I see one, and these are shitposts. Glug, glug, glug. I should probably get some water in me. Trempt Ladican. Or is that from Little Gator? Ideken's art is some nightmare fuel. Yeah, they made that a fucking background for the fucking Steam profiles, and I'm kind of disappointed. Reminds me of Alexander Rostov's art style, Disco Elysium. Ideken knew a lot of screaming ugly people, it seems. I mean, it was probably a liberal arts school. All those protests. Every date with the Red Raptor comes with a free funeral. What Red Raptor? She looks like she wants to run over his foot again, yeah? I know it's just water in her canteen, but the way she drinks it, I can't not imagine it's booze, yeah. Olivia having an early drinking problem. Oh, you have shit for brains. I'm still not wrong. Fuck you, Anon. I won't have you insulting Ideken. Who's insulting anyone? Hell, calling these shitposts is a compliment coming from me. If anything, you're insulting him by not allowing free interpretation. Her nostrils dilate furiously. Look, Olivia, I'm really not trying to insult him. If anything, I like these the more I look at them. Really? You bet. I think they're real gems. Oh no, he's a Shardy poster. That's the forum he's going to. He's not going to 4chan. He's going to Shardy. Fuck you, Anon. She leaves the room, tears streaming down her face. What did I do wrong? You didn't do anything wrong, Anon. I find Olivia outside the gallery. Hey, you alright? Yeah, I'm okay now. Listen, sorry about before. I didn't mean to blow up on you like that. No, I'm sorry. I could have been more tactful. It's just a touchy subject for me is all. It's not like Ideken himself was the most tactful either. If anything, he could be kind of like you. I find that hard to believe. No, sometimes he really could. He wasn't uptight like most teachers and was very candid with his opinions. He told me once that you couldn't truly have free expression without sometimes offending others. I agree there. It's always the easily offended who most want to stifle expression and creativity. Exactly, and that's what I was doing just now. I'm sorry. Don't sweat it. It's a personal thing for you. Thanks for understanding. Ah, there you are. Feeling better? Yes, Miss Tolbert. I'm actually really glad I went today. I'm glad someone gave you the idea. Wait, what? I'm happy to hear that. Looks like the other students enjoyed it as well. Looks like they've left already. Could I give you either of you a ride home? Sure, I wouldn't say no to that. Are we gonna get custom art? More? We make our way to the art teacher's car. Though there's silence between the two of us, Olivia and I seem to have reached an unspoken understanding. I noticed her smiling at me out of the corner of my eye. Anon, would you mind helping Olivia? Sure thing. Olivia rolls her eyes. It's fine, Miss Tolbert. Just unlock the doors and I can help myself. Yes, I had figured as much, but we'll still need to get your chair into the trunk. Fine, whatever. Tolbert unlocks her car with a chirp. When Olivia opens the door herself, pivoting her chair besides the rear passenger seat, she hefts herself out and into the car. It was obvious she had practiced that maneuver a lot. It looked more impressive than the Duke boy slipping into the General Lee. Let me check chat. Are we doing vodka today? Not me. It occurred to me that neither Snoot nor Wani seem to have a school counselor character. This explains much. Hold on to me and Devlog notably both do have such a character. Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess Spears didn't do much counseling, but he did offer advice. I'm not sure about Wani, unless you want to consider. I don't know if Ferris gives advice or not, but he's more the auditor or whatever. Anyway, once seated, she looks at me with a raised eyebrow. I snap out of my daze and fumble with her chair. It takes me a minute to figure out how to properly fold the damn thing, and I can tell she's getting a kick out of watching me. Once folded up, I have the conveyance into the trunk and make my way to the passenger side. Sit wherever you like. I look inside at Olivia, who only returns my gaze with a look like she's daring me to sit next to her. I guess I'll shit shotgun. Yes. It's going to be extra explosive. Alright. Guess I'll sit shotgun. Slipping inside next to Miss Tolbert, I shut the door with a sigh. Our teacher puts her car into drive and we begin our trek back through the busy midday traffic. That's an interesting expression, sitting shotgun. Where does it come from, anyway? I'm pretty sure it comes from human pioneer days where two guys would sit on the wagon, and one holding the reins and the other holding the gun. Of course, that makes sense. I assumed the gun was for protection, but from what? Oh, you know. Bandits, wild animals, and of course the occasional, both dinosaur women train their gazes on me like snipers looking for a shot. I clear my throat. The occasional indigenous raptor tribe. We drop Olivia off at her house, then Tolbert begins driving in the direction of Skin Row. Oh boy. Say, Anon, would you like to have lunch with me? My treat. I know a good dinner around here that makes a mean key lime pie. Oh boy, we're getting groomed by the teacher. Oh boy. I blink and do a double take at the dinosaur woman. We're at a stoplight and her eyebrows are raised in an inquisitive friendliness. I respond to her queries with as much social grace as I can muster. Unless you need to be home. No, not really. I guess we could. But I never turn down a free meal. Especially with how broke I am. Amazing. The joke we made with friends that the district school counselor is a parody of James Sutherland from Silent Hill 2. I'll shit shotgun. Oh, shotgun. It's now the shotgun. Let me turn this down on my end. And grab another drink. Ooh, chill, man. We don't need to get IO problems, too. Get fucking groomed on. I can't help it. She got me ice cream. Tolbert and I enter a small diner on a street corner and seat ourselves in a booth. Wow, we are super fucking short. We're midgets. There are mild alarms in my head and I have to quiet them. Just calm down, Anon. This isn't a date or anything. Hell, she's old enough to be your mother, I think. That makes it better. I like to come here sometimes for coffee and pie. It's a good way to clear my head after the day. I'm still trying to figure out why she asked me to have lunch with her. I try to make small talk. My parents used to take me to a diner like this back home. Where are you from? Rock Bottom. That's a long way from Volcadera Bluffs. What brought you out here? I'd rather not say. No problem. Just let me know if I overstep my bounds in any way. Sure thing, Miss Tolbert. Chris... Oh, we're on a first name basis. Oh, no. Christy. While we're outside of school, you can call me Christy, Anon. Oh, boy. Okay. An awkward silence follows. I clear my throat and attempt to make some more small talk. Anon Heg maxing. Lunar cosplaying as her, maybe? Yeah, Lunar decided to just get the fucking art teacher's fucking ensemble and just went with it. Anon run. And on whatever you do, don't ask for a cupcake. Red flag. Tell me if I overstep any boundaries. Anyways, how's your sex life? Oh, Lord. Oh, that shit poster's Riz. So anyways, the diner was across the street from a street mill. Those were the people who ate there the most. I always thought the best diners were the one that catered to the working class types. Yeah, it was pretty good food. I perused the menu for a bit and then decided to go with the always tried and true bacon cheeseburger with fries. Christy just gets coffee and pie. Christy, why did you invite me out to lunch but not Olivia? Oh, yeah. Oh, I guess I should have. She looks back up with a shrug. Just a spur-of-the-moment decision, I suppose. Right. She probably wanted to get back home anyway. She's not exactly the most social type. Although neither am I. I hope I wasn't imposing. Nah, and like I said, I never turned down a free meal. It's just that I never, interacted with teachers like we were friends before. Oh, really? No, none of the teachers at my old school seemed to care that much. That's a shame. A student-teacher relationship should be fostered. Did you know that in Japan, teachers are practically like family to their students? No, I didn't know that. That's not surprising, considering it's such a homogenous, high-trust society. There are often times when students get into trouble outside of school, it's their teachers the first to know, not their parents. That's pretty interesting. Seems like something I should have known. Why should you even have known it? Because I watch anime? Well, it's because I'm kind of fascinated by Japanese culture. Do you? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Do you like anime? Yeah, I love anime. Oh, me too. I grew up watching anime. When I was your age, I used to come home from school and watch it in the afternoons. Are you a 90s kid? Oh god, that hurts. Oh, that hurts. No. I am. I got pretty obsessed with anime back then. This one time for Halloween, I went to school dressed as Sailor Moon. I can't help but grin wide at the image of Christy dressed as Sailor Scout, tiara and miniskirt and all. Oh, I gotta look at chat. You're really mature for your age, Anon. Oh no. Just a bit of trauma dumping as a treat. Okay, where are we going with this? This is going too fast. Tolbert route. Here we go. I love hags. Purple hag Stella. So, you were doing Sailor Moon cosplays, huh? Yep. I got made fun of for it. That's some Stella stuff. I gotta check my phone. Wow, there must be a sale going on. There's like 8 games on sale right now. Sorry about that. It's fine. Anyways, I always believe that the student-teacher relationship should be a two-way street. And that's also what Idekin believed. Well, did Idekin ever take anyone out to lunch before? I don't think he'd be the type to do that. Did you know him? He and I went to the same art school. We were friends for a time. But then he and I just gradually grew apart. He went on to make what you saw at the art gallery, and She sighs. I guess I'd be lying if I said I wasn't envy of him at times. Maybe even just outright jealous. He just had so much confidence and talent. Seems like it. He taught both art and photography. I know. I never took photography that seriously because I thought anyone could do it. Just point a camera at anything and develop it in black and white so you can look like an artist. He proved me wrong, though, and did it with the same confident smile he always wore. The expression is torn between sorrow and anger. I hadn't spoken to him in years when I learned he passed away. And I got a call from Scalar asking me if I wanted his old position, and I said, "Why me?" Do you know what she said? She said Idekin recommended me. Wow, that's quite an endorsement. She's biting her lip now. I turn my attention back to my burger. And do you mind if I ask why you wanted to make Olivia feel better? I nearly choke on a mouthful of bacon and bovine and have to wash it down with water. No, I don't know. Just felt like it, I guess. You said you heard about difficulties she had last year. Well, I don't know all the deets. It's not like I need to know. I just felt like it. Maybe I just felt bad for her, and I don't mean like I pitied her for being wheelchair-bound. I just felt like she needed cheering up. I think I understand. She didn't like what I had to say about Idekin's paintings, though. That doesn't matter. You still spoke your mind. Don't be afraid to speak your mind, especially if your gut tells you that you're right. I speak my mind all the time. Really? You don't talk much more than she. Well, I mean, I speak my mind online. Yes, but speaking your mind out loud and shitposting are 2 different things. I try speaking my mind out loud, but I have a tendency to sound like an immature jackass. Idekin once said, maturity isn't an age, it's a state of mind. I can recall times when I was younger than you, when I acted more mature than my peers or even some adults. And I can remember the recent events where I didn't act very mature, times when I should have known better, when I did know better, but I acted childish instead. But sometimes that's okay. It's okay to make mistakes now and again. It's even okay to fail once in a while. I've been trying to learn from my mistakes, but it's a work in progress. You and me both. For the rest of the meal, we talk about anime, and I'm surprised when I find myself enjoying our conversation. I'm a little disappointed when she has to get going. Are you gonna leave me here? 1 week down, and I have the rest of the weekend to myself. My foot fully healed, I guess that means doing PE for real under Solly's stern direction. I had a long way to go if I wanted to be in shape for the army. I still have more than half a year before I have to worry about that anyway. Maybe I'll even change my mind about the military altogether. Pushing thoughts of creeping adulthood from my mind, I end up playing Rock Ring with Damien for most of the afternoon and night. Then crawl into bed, my thoughts still drifting to Olivia. And that photo. Sorry, I drank the purple. And sorry, miss, I got better things to do. Eats ice cream. The gnomes in my room won't shut up. Gnome, shut up. This ain't funny. I drank the purple stuff, but I just became a nerd raptor. Nothing really happened to me when I drank the purple. This game has a weird core vibe to it, really. Until you reach the scene when Anon tells Christy, give me the purple stuff, slaps her ass, and then responds with, I'm gonna beat your stuff till it's purple. What? January 15th, Monday. After assuring Sally that my foot no longer hurts, he decides to test that by making me run circuits with everyone else. A 2-mile run was in the military fitness test after all, but right now it's all I can do to not pass out. The weather today is fairly mild for winter, in the mid-50s according to the electronic sign in front of the school displaying the time and weather. It seems like Volcadera's coldest month is in December, which technically was still mostly in the fall season. Much of the snow has even melted by now. Some students don't even bother with wearing warm attire, preferring instead to show off their fashion sense or lack thereof. The weather is even warm enough to start the gardening club, enough that the gardening club is beginning to plant this year's flowers. The chill is tolerable when I begin our jog around the track. Though the air hurts my throat and lungs, finding a steady rhythm in my breathing pattern helps. Hey, if it isn't my new rock ring buddy, what are you doing back here? Back here? Aw, shit. I'm like admiring everyone else. Merely concentrating on breathing and keeping a steady pace has blocked everything else out. Better hustle, man, or Sarly will be... New guy, hurry up! Damien, give him some motivation! Damien gives me a light push and quickens his pace. I hawk up a big-ass loogie and spit it on the grass. Hey man, you don't smoke, do you? I've been cutting back. That's good. I don't know why you'd want to smoke in the first place. It reminds me of good times and helps me relax. Oh yeah, what kind of good times? I take several deep breaths to keep from passing out. A friend of mine introduced me to smoking. An old buddy at rock bottom? Yeah, good guy. Miss him. Damien takes on a somber tone. I understand. Sabek, I want unsea juice now. None shall be given. Go have some purple stuff. Man, the way Anon is drawn, he does not look lanky. Grabs and eats punishment bird at Sabek. Best way to start the day, huh? I can't stop packing up phlegm. Don't let Solly catch you with cigarettes. He'll make you eat them. You're joking. No, man, I saw him make a guy eat a fresh pack of cigarettes he bought that morning. Then Solly made him mop up his own puke afterwards. My mind jumps to the nearly empty package of cigarettes in my backpack. There were only 5 left, but I still didn't want to test my stomach with them. Guess I'll leave them at home from now on. Olivia's already doodling at her desk before I get there. I sit next to her, grateful to rest my weary legs. You're not gonna croak in art today, are you? I'll manage. Friggin' Solly made us run laps today. I can see that. Your skin is turning gray. I look down at my arm and am alarmed to see it's no longer its normal hue. Whatever, I'll catch my breath in art, assuming I don't pass out first. You know, my offer to run over your other foot is still standing. Don't make it sound so tempting. One thing I hadn't noticed last week was she had a hole in her desk that she used as an inkwell. She took notes or doodled by dipping her retractable claw into the red ink in her desk, then scrawling with what I know as clawrigraphy. Her dexterity is quite remarkable to be able to draw and write so beautifully with the claw of her index finger. Then if I use a pen or brush with the same hand makes me nervous. Although I have yet to see her actually paint anything. I lean over enough to look at what she's drawing, fighting both the alarms in my head and the fear that she'll whip me with her tail if I crowd too close. The picture is a certain Triceratops and a certain Bambi raptor conjoined into two-head monstrosity. Science experiment gone wrong, or did they fuck up the fusion dance? This is what they looked like before they were surgically separated. Kilunara or Lukiara. They both sound like names you'd give diseases. She retracts her claw and wipes her finger, and flexes her claw back and forth. Cool party trick. Where can I learn to do that? You have to be born the superior Dino Master race. By the way, did you see they're going to have an assembly today just for us seniors? I didn't. What about? Don't know. Probably something about our future prospects or whatever. So, boilerplate shit then. Uh-huh. Oh boy, science! Starts jamming out to bury the light. That is why chewing tobacco is superior. My favorite scene from the new update is when our new OC, John Purple Stuff, comes out and screams, "Who drank me?" And then laugh drop, and everyone claps. Alright, settle the frick down. Before we begin, we're cutting class short today for an assembly. We're gonna get through it as fast as possible, so none of yous miss your lunch. God forbid you all get hungry and start eating each other. Which I wouldn't put past you frickin' carnivores to do. Hey, how about we just eat you instead? With some laughter from the carnivores. Oh, great idea, wise guy. You can start by eating my Johnson. Whole class erupts into laughter. Yeah, you're too kind, and don't tell Scalar I frickin' said that. You get to work on a short quiz that's pretty easy shit. Hey, Anon, do you like what is that? Crichton Fall? I played both of them. I don't normally like military shooters as much as Rock Ring, but stomping around in a big robot is pretty fun. The best part is when you pick somebody up and make them go squish. Is Buster turning you into a gamer? I was already sort of a gamer. I used to play with my older brother on his Patchy station all the time. By the way, Buster says there's a new arcade at the mall. We'll have to go there sometime. Maybe we can go this weekend. She's giving me that sultry gaze again. Sorry, can't. It's my cousin's wedding. The Raptor girl pouts. Okay, well, maybe next weekend. The auditorium is a kaleidoscope of scales. I end up losing the two science chicks without even trying, but everywhere I go, I'm bumped into by a careless dino. A pair of wings obstruct my view momentarily, and I have to stop myself before walking into the business end of a Stegos plates. I considered just ditching the assembly entirely, but I can't even see where the exits are. An arm wraps around my shoulders. Hey buddy, stick close to me and I'll find us better seats. When I come to, Damien has led me to the front row where Olivia's already waiting in the handicap section. Hey, still alive? Barely. I think I almost got impaled a few times. They should just make being human a handicap and give you body armor. I'd still take that over being a self-propelled rickshaw. Grumbling tells me I managed to get in a good one. Once everyone is settled in, the teachers begin the announcements. The hobo from Hoboken makes his way to the center stage with mic in hand. Alright, listen up. Some of you already know me. I'm your new science teacher for the remainder of the year. Yeah, I'm human. So what? I'm also disappointed in a lot of you. Your understanding of the natural world ain't up to snuff, and it's looking like some of you will just flunk out at this rate. And that'll be the segue for the next announcement. The history teacher steps up beside him and takes the offered microphone. Since an alarming number of seniors are falling behind this year, more so than ever, we've created a program to help you shore up your grades. The program will consist of courses seniors are having the most difficulty in and will include extra study assignments, which will be held here at the school after normal hours. We're calling this program the After School Study. And no, that acronym is not an accident. It's what you are if you need this. Hopefully you won't need that, Damien. Not with you tutoring me in math. You think you'll be fine, Anon? As long as I don't game and shitpost too much. I'm not going to need that, especially not for science. Well, what about you, Olivia? Silence. For our next announcement, we'll be handing it off to our student council president. The atmosphere in the auditorium changes. It isn't just Olivia and Damien who have a problem with Ben, but a lot of other people. Ugh, that weirdo. I used to think he was cool, but I don't know. No way, not after we did the special needs girl at the formal. Olivia heard that. She starts growling as though special needs was far more offensive than just straight up being called a cripple. The turquoise turd saunters out and takes the mic from Procklin. Good morning, class of 24. Today I'm pleased to announce the opening of a project I've spearheaded called the Betterment Workshop. This workshop will consist of seminars designed to teach people how to be more polite and considerate of others as they enter into adulthood. Are you going to be taking that yourself? Ben is a little surprised at the unexpected question. Certainly. It's a program designed for everyone, after all. Good, because you need it more than us. Perhaps. I hope it works better than those asinine posters you insisted on putting up everywhere. Ben starts doing an impression of a deer caught in someone's high beams. If anyone... Bump the mic. If anyone needs betterment, it's you. Are those posters just you trying to save face? The Emperor has no clothes. Just witnessing this is giving me secondhand shame. Ben clears his throat and soldiers on. The workshop classes will begin next week. Thank you. Steps off stage with as much dignity as he can muster amidst the jeering. Procklin even places a comforting hand on his shoulder. Well, that was awkward. Serves the perk right. The teachers finish up the announcements and begin ushering students to lunch. Come on, let's go eat. You guys go ahead. I need to use the restroom. I make my way to the other end of the school where there's a lesser used restroom. Just witnessing that was enough to make me feel self-conscious. Ben had the same idea. He's already there when I arrived, shaking with his head cupped in his hands. I don't know what I should say. Hello, Anon. His demeanor changes suddenly as creepy. You may as well be putting on a mask. Hey, I'm not bothering you, am I? No, not at all. So, do you think you'll be taking that workshop I talked about? No, that doesn't interest me. Understandable. We'll be there until the end of the year should you change your mind. Anyways, I have to get going. My work is never done. See you later. Yeah, see you. He's staring straight ahead as he walks past me, and I think I catch a twitch in his smile. Just wonder how I looked on that day. Still, I didn't ask for some asshole to hack into my school account and post those embarrassing pictures all over. Ben chose to do what he did. If anything, No, I couldn't bring myself to say he deserved it. But it wasn't like he didn't deserve it either. Alright, what we got here for chat? John Purple stuff. Is this universe's Kool-Aid man busting through walls? Strangulation makes it hard to draw new CGs. It's going to become a mod for the oxygen deprived. And Kiara's defense, Titanfall 1, 2 is peak. Random question, but do you like Valerie's design? Toku Run. Yeah, it's alright. Can I eat one of the scales? What? She's hot, to be honest. Steals Procklin's ankles? Oh shit, I just realized Ben's outfit and hair is literally this disguise Megamind used. Classic movie now. Really? I have to look at that. Schizo meltdown. Bro is seeing Sans. Wednesday. Let me take a look at the time. Probably go till 40 more minutes. Because I'm still kind of in pain. I gotta knock these ones out with a grin. I mean, I like doing these, but I don't like doing it in pain. Wednesday. I only had a late lunch today because there was something important I needed to take care of, and I needed to get to the computer lab while there was still time. Liz had been absent, probably doing some Stu-Co crap, so it had been just myself, Damien, and Olivia. The wheel gator had made a funny comic today, which showed her atop a steamroller. The next panel showed me with a foot flattened like a pancake, shaking my fist at the giggling dino. And then the panel after that showed her eyes bugging out as I chucked a dodgeball-sized meteor at her while saying, "Dodge this." She was opening up to me more and more with each day, and it was beginning to surprise me with how much I liked hanging out with her, talking about weeb shit and video games and whatever else. Speaking of weeb shit, the downloading process is starting now. Getting more anime. Anon, what are you doing? Oh shit! I know you don't like it when I do that, but seriously, what are you doing? Just downloading some important stuff? Right. What the heck is Saturnia? It's Saturnia. Right, and why do you need to use the school's bandwidth to download cartoons? I can't even spurg out at her calling Saturnia a cartoon. She may be my friend, but I know it likely isn't going to tolerate something like this. It's just easier this way. It's also an easy way to wind up with your butt in detention if one of those administrators finds out. I bet Scalar will even make Solly hand down a punishment. Oh, fuck. I immediately cease downloading my weeb shit and hope like hell I won't get caught. Sorry about that. You should be thanking me instead. I just saved your behind from getting in trouble for misappropriation of taxpayer-funded internet just so you can download some cartoons. She places heavy emphasis on that word again, as though she knows it's bugging the hell out of me. She probably bugs Olivia with that word too. Thanks, I guess. You're welcome, and next time you need decent internet, there's a coffee shop I like to go to that gives you their day's Wi-Fi password if you buy a $3 cappuccino. Thanks, that sounds a lot cheaper than a week's worth of detention with the Mandarin Mandrill. She laughs at my joke. You're pretty good at coming up with those funny pet names. That's an acquired skill. Speaking of which, want to see my art project? Sure, why not? She sits at the computer next to me and plugs in her flash drive. Her fingers dance on the keyboard in a display of techno-wizardry, and she brings up a digital art piece. The picture is of a small town as seen from atop a small mountain. It looks like a very quaint place to live. Almost looks real. If I didn't know it was digital art, I might have assumed it was a painting or even an old photograph. Thank you, I worked really hard on it. I only wish I made it last year, and I might have won the Fresh Start Art Contest. Yeah, it looks like a winner, alright. Almost makes me wish I signed up for graphic design instead. Oh, you're not liking AP art? No, I like it just fine. I guess it's growing on me. Speaking of which, Damien was telling me earlier how you and Olivia went to the art gallery downtown on Saturday. Yeah, that was certainly interesting. He said Olivia couldn't stop talking about it, by which he probably meant she talked about it for more than a minute before climbing up again and shutting herself in a room. And then he couldn't stop talking to me about it for like a whole week so far. Now that figures. Seems like he and his old man are just really want for someone to get her to come out of her shell. Those were almost my exact words to him. She had mumbled that almost too low for me to hear. What? That's nothing. So, did you happen to meet Elena Scarborough at the gallery? No, is she like an artist or something? No, she's the owner and operator. I've been in talks with her about working alongside her when I got my degree in design and business. That's what I want to do someday, sell art. So that means making connections with the right people as soon as possible. Cool, maybe someday you could help Olivia sell some of her art. The expression becomes hard to read then. It's like frustration mixed with wistfulness. Maybe. I mean, if she would even bother trying to say more than a few words to me every now and then. I think I would have even liked that, but now I'm dreading that she'll ask me just for that. How come? Because then it'll seem like she's only interested in being friends when she has something to gain from me. Just like him. Oh, I definitely underestimated the tension between Liz and Olivia. Besides, it's not like she actually needs my help. She won the art contest in her 9th grade year, after all. That alone is good enough for any scholarship committee, and I'm the one who has to bust her rear just to have the same advantages. Assuming she doesn't blow it this year, that is. No, that isn't fair for me to say. Awkward silence ensues, and all I can get from this weird exchange is that Liz is jealous of Olivia. It reminds me of the guy from that old boomer sitcom when he said, "Don't try to understand women. Women understand women, and they hate each other." I'm sorry, Anon. Just forget I said that. I know better than to talk about people behind their back. I should be happy that Olivia's made another friend and that you and she have a lot in common. Yeah, considering I came here with every intention to keep to myself, just like she does, it's kind of a pleasant surprise, I guess. That's good. I'm happy for the both of you. Sure, and thanks for saving me from my own weebiness. She giggles. No problem, but that's the only warning you'll get from me. Fair enough. Alright, chat. Hey, dog. I'm just downloading porn on the school's computer like a normal person. I missed another hour of stream. Yeah, I mean, they're already posted up. You can always hit the notification and get alerted. Once again, it's Friday, and I'm looking forward to yet another weekend of doing nothing but gaming and shitposting. Now that I've fully memorized the layout of the school and my class schedule, the days pass with more regularity than the first week. People have even stopped giving a shit about the stupid drama the first day with me. With me, Olivia, and Ben. Lunar and Kiara still chat me up in science class, where I end up having to help them through the assignments. Lunch is alternated between me sitting with either them or with Damien, Liz, and Olivia. The more I chat with Olivia during art, lunch, or brief moments before and after school, the more she grows on me. And just acknowledging that feels weird. Sure wasn't what I had in mind at the start of the year. Yo, Anon, how's it going? It's going. What's up? I kinda need your help with something, and it involves Olivia. She's been staying late after school to paint in the art room, or at least I think she is. No more comments. I'm gonna have to look at the comments later. Can't she paint at home? She can, yeah. As long as she doesn't get paint on the walls or carpet, we don't mind if she does. Her bedroom has always been kind of like her art studio. It's just that lately she hasn't been painting at home, and she just seems more shut in than usual. She won't even answer my texts. Anyways, can you talk to her? Why would she talk to me? She barely even knows me. She barely knew Inko too, and yet she opened up to him more than she'd open up to anybody. Yeah, I've been meaning to ask about Inko. I kept dodging the subject because it seemed more like a sore point for you all, but what happened to him? You mean Liz didn't tell you? I thought she did. Only that he was in the hospital in a coma. She didn't say why exactly. I assumed he was in a nasty accident. You're pretty sharp. It was an accident that put him in a coma. Damien's face is plastered with grief. Kind of hurts to see him like that when I'm so used to seeing him smile most of the time. Well, what happened? It's all my fault. I'm afraid to ask, but I still feel compelled to. How is it your fault? Well, it all started with Mia. Oh, fuck. Of course it would start with her. For not ever having met this chick, she still seemed like a fixture in this friend group I found myself in, and not in a good way. Me and my big mouth, I had to go blabbing one day in PE about it when Olivia was younger, and she and I used to go to the arcades. She was more open back then, not as shut in. And she was really good at fighting games to the point she became kind of a local legend. They used to call her Hot Wheels. Really? She seems like the type to bite anyone who would call her that. Nowadays, sure, but back then she didn't care. I don't know who started calling her that or when, but it just stuck somehow and she owned it. But then things changed. She changed. It was like she didn't want to remember when we'd go to the arcade after school. So Mia, because she's vindictive scum, brings it up to Olivia one day and starts teasing her about it. Lunar and Kiara were there too, but they were making fun of her. Oh, and they were making fun of her. Of course they'd be like that, even if they weren't now. Girls were like piranha swimming together in schools, or like packs of wolves looking for weak prey. Guess Olivia was right about them losing their nerve without the alpha bitch around. And that's when Inko shows up. Oh god, I think I know where this is going. I'll wait for him to continue. Nothing happened. He just stood by her side for moral support. Oh, I thought you were going to tell me you tried to defend her and got beaten up. He later told me in a text message he almost tried defending her, but chose to just walk beside her instead. He did almost get beat up, though. Olivia pulled him into the handicap elevator just in time. Mia was pissed that he had thrown her off her game by doing nothing. So then afterwards, we all talk about it, me, Inko, Liz, and Olivia, and I apologize for my big stupid mouth. But then, because again, my big stupid mouth, I get the idea for all of us to go to the arcade right then and there, because I thought it'd be a good way to cheer her up. So we all went, and had a good time. It was almost like a double date, me and Liz and Olivia and Inko. She looked happier than I had seen her in a long time. She couldn't stop fidgeting around Inko when we were eating at the arcade diner. It was like she was trying to work up the nerve to tell him something, so that's when I left them alone. But I don't know if she ever told him what was going on in her mind. I don't think she did. And then we left. And that's it. Inko got sick pretty bad. Had to stay home from school. He said in a text that he probably caught something at the arcade. And that he got sick enough to put him in a coma? That must have been one hell of a flu bug. I felt like that a few days ago. Probably like half a week ago. It wasn't the flu that put him in the hospital. It was the purple stuff. Remember a small version of Damien telling me not to drink the purple stuff my first day here. And how mortified Randy had looked. Just what kind of cocktail is this purple shit? You mean you don't know about lean? Wait, seriously? Yeah, man, seriously. Shut up. Get the fuck out of here. You're pulling my leg. Dude, I wouldn't joke about something like this. Not ever. Well, then what kind of fucking retard was this Inko guy to drug himself on fucking lean? Fuck, wrong choice of words. The pink Dilophosaurus is hissing with his frills and his frills are extended. I sure hope acid spit doesn't hurt as much as I'm afraid it does. That fucking retard is my friend. I hold up my hands in supplication, my sphincter clenched tight enough to make diamonds out of coal. Whoa, sorry man, easy. Pink Dino eyes me for long enough to contemplate how I'm going to get through the rest of the year with him as my enemy. Then he deflates. It was pretty stupid, wasn't it? I mean, who gets the idea to do that? Was he watching too much Rick Rock? Maybe. Probably. He was just that kind of guy. Real naive. Naive is one thing. That seems like a common sense thing. Like knowing not to mix bleach and ammonia. Whatever, man. The point is that it happened. And it wouldn't have happened if I didn't open my big mouth twice. Damien, this isn't your fault. You didn't make Inko drink that shit. He did that to himself. Yeah, but still. This seems like something that would have happened eventually with or without you. There's no reason for you to beat yourself up over it. I'd beat up Mia if I could. That bitch wouldn't stop teasing Olivia about Inko being in the hospital. An awkward silence hangs over us, and I'm sorry I had to bother to ask about Inko. Sorry I decided not to continue trying to keep my head down and staying out of drama. But this friend group, it's like they have a gravitational pull that won't stop drawing me to them. I'm beginning to feel like some kind of replacement human friend. Look, I'm sorry to snap at you like that. It's just been hard, you know? We all had a good thing going, and Olivia actually seemed like she was being happy for once. And then this had to go and happen, and it's just been hard for us all. Damien threw back his head in exasperation for once. I get it, man. And I'm sorry I called Inko that. I got a big mouth too. It's practically wide enough for both of my fucking feet. It's all good. Sometimes you just gotta tell it like it is. As much as I hate to admit it, what Inko did was stupid. But he's still our friend. Like, he can be naive and a bit of a know-it-all, but he's a good guy at heart. Things just haven't been the same without him. I get it. I only hope that you guys don't see me as, well... I hope you guys don't see me as, well, his replacement. Trust me, none of us see you as his replacement. I know you worry about being seen as the token human, but to us, you're just Anon. I guess there's no way some talentless nobody like me could replace him anyway. Don't be like that. Still, you think I can do something for Olivia that Inko used to be able to do? Sure, but that's only because she clams up with me sometimes. Even though you're close. She just gets me like this, and it's frustrating because I hate feeling like I'm being shut out. But I still want to help her. If you really think I can talk to her, I'll try. Thanks, man. Alright, chat. I did hit the notification, but it didn't go through because I forgot I had my phone on mute. Well, that's you. If you date Mia, prepare your will and grave. That's in Wani Gamer that has the Mia route. I love Anon. Okay. Lean is safe depending on how much cough syrup you add to the drink. Bleach and pneumonia mustard gas, yeah. Battlefield 1 moment. How did Inko get lean anyway? He was mixing Jolly Ranchers, cough syrup, and Sprite. I thought lean was just cough syrup and any soft drink. Well, I don't know. I don't take it. What time are we at? Okay, we got about like 20 minutes-ish. I trudged back up the stairs to the art class and find Olivia inside, just as Damien said. I'll be ready to come home soon, Damien. Can you please just leave me alone? Oh, sorry. I'll leave if I'm bothering you. Anon? Hey, Damien asked me to check up on you. I can get lost if you need privacy. No, that's alright. I'll take a seat a few feet away from her easel. Sorry, just need to take a load off. I'm beat after what Solly's been putting me through. She scoffs playfully. You need it. I suppose a link like me does. I'm sure your arms get plenty of exercise. You'd be surprised how strong a wheelchair can get you. This one time, me and Damien went to these calisthenics bars at the park. I lifted myself up to the parallel bars and started doing dips for fun. How many did you do? I don't know, I lost count after 30. And suddenly I feel a whole lot weaker. Fuck me, I got a ways to go. For what? You trying out for the wrestling team? No, I'm going to join the army. You are? Yeah, I thought I mentioned that. Or maybe I only mentioned it to Liz. No, I would have remembered something like that. Why do you want to join? I don't know, but my dad says it's either that or college when the lease is up. It's something to plan for now at least. My dad's in the Air Force. Oh yeah? How long's he been in? Since I was a baby. He's on contract with the DoD. Sounds like a real badass. He is. It's because of him that I got my love for heavy metal. Here I thought I was the only one who appreciated music before the 90s. I mean, other than Liz. What kind of music do you like? A lot of boomer rock, mainly Red Zeppelin, the Morrisons, Rush, Steely Fran. Those are all good. I've been listening to a lot of Stan Halen and Rami Zager lately. Sometimes I'll listen to whatever hipster shit's on the community radio station. It's surprising what kind of stuff you can find on stations like that. I tend not to listen to the radio. It's all the same 10 songs on repeat. Liz has this one station that plays 80s new wave music. Really? I didn't know she liked that kind of music. I thought you would have. You've been friends for longer than I have. I hardly talk to her. I hardly talk to anybody. Why not? Same reason as you. I just want to be left alone and not have to deal with people's bullshit. Sure, but I escaped my old school so I could hopefully go unnoticed. You've been here the whole time. You went to a school full of dinos hoping to go unnoticed? Not like I had a choice. It's where my old man stuck me. At least you could get away. I'm stuck here until I graduate. Sounds like we're both in the same boat then. She looks down at her lap, a look on her face like sadness and frustration rolled into one. Why the army? I don't know, I guess I could join the Navy. I've been making a lot of nautical jokes to myself lately. Okay, but why the military? Why not college? Didn't you say that was a choice? I sigh in frustration, as much as I can't wait to get the rest of the senior year over and done with. Another part of me still worries for the future. Sometimes it feels like an invisible wall pushing me forward against my will. My yawns are coming in, because it's getting close to bedtime for me. I'm not like you. What do you mean? I mean, I'm not special or talented, but the only thing I'm good at is being a smartass, and even then it's an unrecognized talent. I'm only calling it a talent to make myself feel better. I haven't got many special skills or hobbies. The only thing I have to offer the world is an able or probably expendable body, so fuck it, why not the military? At least you know what you want to do with your life. You really think I'm special and talented? What is this, false modesty? I know you are. I've seen Dreamscape up in the gala. It's beautiful. And yet I wish I never fucking painted it. Takes me a moment to think through what she just said. I still have a hard time believing it. Why? She gives me a look of helpless desperation. Do you have any idea what it's like to feel your whole life is defined just by one thing you did in the past? That's pretty much exactly how I felt this past month or so. Try 4 years. I would gladly give up this special talent if I could just walk around like you. Who gives a shit if I have strong arms? They're only good for painting and wheeling my ass around. I didn't think she was down this bad. There's got to be something I can say to make her feel better. You say that, and yet there are people out there who would gladly trade their legs for just what you have. Would you? Guess not. Well, there you go. Still, it's something. How many people remember some nameless grunt? But you have a rare gift. And for fuck's sakes, I've heard it all before. I don't need you to tell me how damn good my paintings are or how special I am. Fuck me, I'm retarded. Even if I didn't mean special in that euphemistic way, it was still too close to the heart of the matter. I know already what my future is because I may as well be heading towards it on rails. I would love to have your problems. I'd love to not know what I'm going to do after I graduate. My own problems don't seem so bad now. I'd beg to be allowed to run away to start fresh only so I could continue to feel bad about myself, shut in my apartment and hoping to ride it out. Olivia doesn't have that luxury. I'm sorry. Don't apologize either. I'm sick of hearing apologies. I'm not holding it against you, I'm just so fucking frustrated. I guess Inca would have understood better. She winces on hearing that name. No, he didn't. He was always so sweet to me, but he didn't understand me any better than you. But I didn't understand him either. I thought he was vain and shallow. I'm ashamed I even thought of that of him. I see his paintings, too. What do you think of it? No, and this is honest to Raptor Jesus truth. I think he's a better painter than you. Really? Absolutely, I can see why you miss him. I do miss him. Never even got to see the results of the art contest. So he never even knew he'd won. It's almost like a posthumous award, and I hope for both our sakes that wouldn't be the case on his end. I searched for something comforting to tell her, like, don't worry, I'm sure he'll come out of his coma soon. But it sounds like bullshit even to me. She sniffs back tears and wipes her nose with her sleeve. You know, he was also a skilled photographer. Speaking of which, maybe I should have taken photography after all. I'm not really doing this whole painting thing. You're getting a little better, and it wouldn't have been boring without you. I gotta admit, it's fun having another weeb to talk about anime with, even if she is grouchy and prone to whipping me with her tail at the slightest annoyance. She giggles, and it sounds surprisingly girly compared to her normal cadence. Thanks, you're not so bad yourself, lover boy. She hasn't called me that in a while. It's enough to trigger the alarms for just a bit. I guess I should get going. Stop bothering you. You're not bothering me. What about Damien? What about him? I'm surprised by the callousness in her voice. I can't help but feel offended for him. How do you open up to a guy you hardly know, but not someone who's essentially family? Look, I love him in my own way, but I get sick of his constant happy attitude. It's like he expects everyone around him to share in his happiness. Never got that impression from him. At least until he talked to me just before he vented his frustrations. He seems pretty genuine to me. But then I don't know him as well. Guess there really is tension between them. I'm just sick of feeling like I'm obligated to be friends for his family. Yeah, I know they take care of me, but that doesn't mean... it's just... why fucking bother? It's not like I'm gonna be with them forever. That's how I feel sometimes. Is that why you want to join the army? Could be one reason, yeah, and I already feel disconnected from my family. So would you ever visit them if you had a chance to come home for a while? I suppose I would, if only to let them know how I'm doing. My dad's hardly ever home. I used to look forward to seeing him again all the time, but lately I'm just thinking, why bother? He'll just leave again and continue making the pains babysit me. So that was it. I can tell they're getting sick of me. It's unspoken, but I swear I could feel it. That's why I thought if I kept to myself, it would be better for the both of us. You think you'll move out and into a college dorm when you've graduated? I guess. A scholarship at an art school is my only hope, only... I can't paint anymore. Why? What's wrong? I just haven't felt any motivation since Ideken died. She looks to a picture on the wall. It's of the former art and photography teacher. He's a suave-looking pterosaur dressed like he's cosplaying as a gangster in the Marty Scorsese movie. He's sporting a warm grin and gazing back with sympathetic red eyes. I just can't paint at home. I'm not even sure why. It used to feel like my sanctuary, but things have been different lately. So I tried painting here, and I just can't. It hurts knowing he used to be in this room teaching me. She reaches for the picture on the wall, and then stops when her hand is fully outstretched. She lowers her arm, looking down as though embarrassed to be seen unconsciously expressing a will that could never be fulfilled. What's the point? Everyone leaves me eventually. My dad, Inko, Ideken. My mind wanders back to the picture of her at the formal, and a twitch in my face betrays the feelings I'm trying so hard to keep bottled in. I'm sorry. Wish I knew how to help you. Maybe there's one way you can help me. How? How can a talentless nobody like me help you? Sit your ass back down and I'll show you. She wasn't suggesting. She tears away the half-finished canvas, and I know she is. Sit. I do as she says, taking the same chair and folding my arms awkwardly. So, how should I sit? That pose there is fine. Now hold it. She takes a deep breath. She begins painting, a gentle smile on her face as though the act was enough to calm her. I do my best to sit as still as I can, telling myself it's for her. If she could paint portraits like Dreamscape, then Raptor Jesus knew I could at the very least sit my ass still for a little while. Only my eyes move, at first locked on her face, then her brushstrokes, then the rest of her. Eventually I start getting bored of looking at her, so my eyes begin to dart around the room. I keep having to repress the urge to reach for my phone. While just sitting and waiting, I could have been browsing a forum. So let my thoughts wander instead, while still keeping enough mental energy at the task of remaining still. It still seemed hard to believe that Inko could have been smart enough and talented enough to be on Olivia's skill level, while also being dumb enough to overdose on lean, let alone drink it in the first place. Still, it wasn't like I was above doing dumbass shit either. Other than that, he was a bald human like me. I didn't even know what he looked like. Maybe I had inadvertently built him up in my head as some mythical figure, only to be disappointed that this enigma could be as stupid as anyone else. My thoughts are then interrupted by a bitch of an itch on my nose. And stop scratching your damn face. Can't help it, my nose itches. What nose? One that fucking itches. Ignore it. I'm fucking trying. She continues painting, but she's eyeing me like I just insulted Gundam again. For fuck's sakes, just scratch your damn face already. My hand shoots up to my face, and my nails slay the annoying fucker of an itch happily planted on my nose. For good measure, I vigorously rub the rest of my face. Are you done? How's this? Is this how I was before? Close enough. She smiles again, and I have to admit that she looks pretty cute when she's not glowering or staring with stoic indifference. I swear I can even see something playful in her eyes, something innocent. I recall before when she said her father had been in the Air Force since she was a baby. She had referred to herself as a baby without the shred of self-consciousness. I imagine a younger Olivia and Damien playing together as children in feety pajamas, innocent and ignorant of how fucking awful the world could be. Somewhere between then and now, things had changed, and a rift was forming between them. It's enough to make me feel sorry for them. Her eyes widen as though she's lost herself in the process. It was as though for a moment she had forgotten she was a cripple, or that people she loved had left her one way or another, and for the first time I can understand how and why she paints. It wasn't for personal glory, or to lord it over everyone else, or even to one day do it as a job to pay the bills. It was for this. In spite of how stiff I was becoming, a part of me wanted this moment to... Finished! Oh, can I see? Sure. I'm at a loss for words. Here I've been so worried about how I look sitting there awkwardly, my arms folded like some fidgety spurg who didn't know what to do with his hands. And somehow she had managed to draw me with certain dignity I didn't feel worthy of. It was flattering. I then noticed I had been silent long enough to make her nervous. She gazes up at me, awaiting my appraisal. It's great. You actually managed to make this mug of mine look not half bad. It's still not finished. I'll be putting the finishing touches on it later. Still, it's one of the nicest things anyone has done for me. I should be thanking you. I actually had fun painting you. So you think you got your groove back? I think so, yes. Only... She looks back to the picture of Vitakin. It still hurts to see him there, not because it reminds me of him, but because it feels like he's watching and judging me. Why would you feel like he's judging you? I was always venting to him about my bullshit problems, and he would tell me to get over it and take charge of my own life. Thought he saw the best in everyone. He did. He saw something special in me. He also saw a self-sabotaging crybaby always throwing herself a pity party, and he wasn't going to give me words of false comfort. He wanted me to be happy and succeed. He really did. And that's why I feel like a failure. You looked happy a moment ago when you were painting me. That's only because your face was obscuring Ideken for a moment. Well, maybe he was right then. It's not just that, it's just that there's things about me you don't know. I'm actually a pretty terrible, selfish person. Why? Once more, she looks as though she's struggling to get it all out, but something is holding her back. Just take my word for it. I'm an awful person who takes advantage of others. However you thought of me the first day we met and I hurt your foot, it's all true and more. Here I thought maybe we had a breakthrough. Helping her out was going to take some more effort than just sitting and hoping for a self-correction. I stand before the picture of the pterosaur and stare him down. He gazes back with a smug confidence that's almost infuriating. He was a smart, talented, charismatic professional blessed with a wide skill set and lucky enough to die young so everyone could remember him at his prime. Some guys had all the fucking luck. And now here he was tormenting Olivia with his presence from beyond the grave. That's enough to make me consider taking the damn picture off the wall. I scan the room looking for cameras. There's none. But even if I did steal it, it would be pretty obvious to Christie it was taken. There would only be two possible culprits. And I considered swapping it, even if I couldn't take the damn thing. I could at least stick it in a corner of the room where Olivia wouldn't have to make eye contact with it. As long as the picture itself was still in the room, who was going to notice or care? They would just say that they remembered it being somewhere else, and then conclude their memory was just playing tricks on them. And even if they didn't, why bother moving it again? Another choice. Leave the picture. It says I'm about to take the picture off the wall, that I'm stopped by something in Ideken's eyes. Past what looked like a smug exterior, there was something sympathetic that seemed to say, I know life is hard, I understand, but you still matter. Olivia, come here a sec. Can you tell me about Ideken? He always had that infectious enthusiasm. He liked to fake you out. He'd like to fake you out sometimes, make you think he was going to do or say one thing, only to do the opposite. And he wasn't afraid to make class a fun experience for everyone, but he was also very no-nonsense. He wouldn't accept anything that was half-assed because he didn't have the patience for it and didn't want to see anyone cheat themselves. He could be friendly and playful one moment, then be a stern father figure the next. He just had a way of seeing through everyone. Scalar told me he saw the best in everyone. He did. He really did. Think he would have seen something special in me? I know he would have. Sounds like he was your favorite teacher. He really was. Do you think you were his favorite student? He didn't play favorites, but I'd like to think I was. Only now he what? You think he's just sitting around in heaven judging you? Yes. Does that sound like something he'd do? Like I said before, there are things about me you don't know. But I know he was your favorite teacher, and I suspect you were his favorite student, and if he's omniscient enough now to know things about you that I don't know, then I know he knows you're sorry for whatever you've done. Place a comforting hand on her shoulder. It's the first time I made physical contact with her that wasn't her running over my foot or giving me a light tail whip. I half expect the alarms to go off. They don't. He still cares about you. She sighs and places her left hand on top of my right. You're right. Thank you. Oh man, would you look at the time? I should probably wrap it up. It's stick it in here. We'll get rid of Mia's theme. Go back to main menu. Come on. There we go. Oh, let me sit up. Oh, I am beat. Let me check out chat. I probably missed a lot. Oh no, it's Victor. I love lean Olivia. What? What do you mean how he got it? From the lean store, of course. Let me put on the ending screen. We're wrapping up. I know Olivia wants Anon to model for her. Like whenever French girls. God, it's so peak. You missed the long X-rated sex scene. It was awesome. No. That's crazy. Does really put that flexible neck to get you? No. I have brought shame to my family. What a sweet moment. It almost makes me forget that we were getting groomed just 30 minutes ago. Yeah. I must repent. And you said my name, I'm okay. I'm like Beetlejuice. You say my name and I show up. I didn't say anything. At first when I started playing the game, I didn't like Idakin, but as I got halfway through the game, he grew on me. He's a real one for that. Mia time. Yeah, Mia pops up. But that'll be for... was it Saturday, maybe? How do you think of the new OC, apart from the groomy vibes? She's nice. The gnomes will miss the stream. What do you mean? Thank you for the stream. No problem. We'll be back around Saturday. Friday is gonna be Fortnite with Blaze, and if I can get my friend to be up for it, we might be doing Deep Rock Galactic after. Otherwise, just probably nothing till Saturday. I still gotta do packing and stuff, movings, looming. There's so much looming over my head, and I don't mean to trauma dump, but like I got the tailbone injection, and hoping that like brings me back to somewhat not to normal, but like just tolerance of this pain, because it's just been ruining my life since, well, mostly majorly this last December has just been horrible onwards. The pain's been tolerable before then. It's had its bad days, but now it's just been bedridden. And then Wednesday is moving day. That's like the day after my injection. I have to fucking get it all together and fucking move. So things have been stressful. Again, I don't mean to trauma dump, but it's the shit I gotta deal with. Snoot game. Snoot in time. Bye, Onward. Thanks for the stream. I did manage to finish a CG I've been doing for a few weeks in the meantime. That's cool. I need to work on getting more things packed. Like, the majority's packed. I got like straggles of stuff. Like, I don't know what to put in. The food's got to get ready to go too, but that's mostly like a last minute thing because of perishables and shit. I had to move a year ago too. It really does suck. Well, I had to move within the complex like a few years ago, but they gave me a whole month on that. This it's a whole day, but they gave me movers, and it's going to be a bunch of strangers that I don't know if I can really trust them with anything, you know. I got to be able to tell them, hey, the bed comes apart in pieces. You don't have to like disassemble it. And then I got to make sure they don't touch the PCs, because I don't know if I can trust them with that. I'd rather just take the PCs myself to the new place. If you have a bit of trauma dump as a treat. Oh. Well, I don't usually rant that often about my life. I don't really intend to try and make chat my therapist, you know, but sometimes you just gotta not bottle it up, you know. Sometimes it has to come out. No, pack up your own stuff. Yeah, I've been struggling with that. I gotta make sure the boxes aren't too heavy, because I gotta like fucking Tetris that shit, because my whole living room is just packed with shit. There is a pathway from the kitchen to my bedroom. That's pretty much it. Anyways, I should probably stop yapping and get ready for bed. I've been going to bed so much earlier throughout the winter. Like, you guys wouldn't... Like, I would at least be up till, like, 9 or 10, and now I'm, like, going to bed earlier. Waking up... Well, I'm forced to wake up earlier because of construction, but now I'm just, like, gaslit into it. Like, on the weekends, I'll wake up at, like, fucking 2 or 4 in the morning and can't get back to sleep. It's fucking sucks. I just want to go back to normal, you know? It's driving me nuts. I want a good night's sleep again. Sleeping's been pain too with this since December. It's been hard finding peace. Bro, my movers were flinging shit down the steps. Thank God I didn't have any family urns in there. Yeah, they are legally required not to touch valuables. So they probably haul and throw stuff around, probably. They can't touch medications, documents, or valuables. But they can move your electronics for some reason, so... They can have the TVs and monitors, but I'm handling the PCs myself. I don't trust them with that. I'd rather break my back than have to pay another fucking $900 for a PC. But yeah, I should get off. I've trauma dumped enough for the evening. Tomorrow will be a new day. Hopefully things will be a bit better, bearable. For the people who will enjoy Fortnite, there'll be that tomorrow, and there'll be perhaps Deep Rock Galactic. Who knows? I am heading off. I'm gonna get ready for bed and go to sleep. Good night.